Hi, my name is James Massey, and today we're going to be talking about making the right offer whenever you're doing a presentation of a listing in a shifting market to get more listings. So if you like the content that I'm going to be putting out here, go ahead and click like and subscribe to my channel. So let's get at it. All right, so first, I was talking to one of my agents and we were talking about like the market that we just came out of, especially when it comes to sellers and, getting, 15 different offers to 30 different offers within a day on a property, getting like, 20, 30, 100,000 over the ask price, all cash offers. And the problem that she was having is that she was doing the presentation for new sellers, but the sellers had the same mentality of thinking that the old market was going to be like this current market right now. And the challenge that she was having was that there's still a lot of agents that are coming in and they're telling the sellers that we can get you these prices. And the thing of it is that in a shifting market, whenever it's shifting downward, like you have to be even more transparent and position yourself more as the expert when it comes to a real estate agent, as opposed even more so than saying a market that's shifting upward. Because it's always easy to tell somebody that they can get more, but it's not as easy to tell them that might even get less. So one of the things that I do specifically is I actually do a seller presentation. Now, a seller presentation is very important because having a great seller presentation, it positions you as the expert in order to actually create that value that's needed for that person, that seller, to trust you. All right. So in my presentation, this is what I do. I don't come in with like everybody else with a CMA, just to tell them what their home is worth and this is what this here sold for. Like every agent's going to come in like that. You got to be different. The person that comes in with the most different standout presentation, that's the one that's going to win. So I come in with a waffle mat. Literally, this is what I call two-sided waffle mat. And what my goal in this whole thing is to create doubt. Doubt is good whenever you're talking to a seller, right? And what I'm trying to create doubt in is, one, that the home can actually sell. And then I'm trying to create doubt in the ability of them being able to choose any real estate agent in order to sell their home. And then what I want to do is I want to position myself as the person that can actually save the day in order to get their home sold. How do I go about doing this? All right, glad you asked. Okay, so here we go. Let's get right into it now. I'm going to hit them right off the rip, right? And I'm going to tell them, like, Mr. Seller, did you know that 46.2% of homes do not sell whenever they're first listed? Creating doubt. And then I'm going to hit them with, did you know that 65% of the homes that are listed actually sell for less than the asking price? Now, this is a big deal because most sellers, they're thinking that their property, this their baby. So like everybody thinks their baby's pretty, right? Nobody thinks they have an ugly baby. And it's, all babies are not even ugly. It just might be average, but nobody looking at an average baby and say they're average, they're going to say it's the best baby in the world. So their baby is their house. They lived in it all these years. So right off the rip, by me telling them that, I'm coming so far different than everybody else, now I got their attention. So I've created doubt in the properties being able to sell just because they put on the market. So now what I want to do is I want to create doubt in being able to choose any real estate agent in order to sell the home. So I'm going to let them know some facts, right? Did you know that the average agent sells between 0 and 5 homes a year, with the number being close to 0, according to the NAR, National Association of Realtors? Bet you didn't know that. And then what I'm about to do is I'm about to bring the industry down as far as the threshold just to be a real estate agent. So I'm gonna let them know, did you know that it only takes about 90 clock hours in order to become a real estate agent? So, and sometimes they don't even really know what that means. So now I'm about to, put some things in place so they can understand exactly what those hours mean, based on just average stuff that, people that they use for services. Like, so for instance, I'll say like, did you know it takes 120 clock hours for somebody to be a truck driver? Did you know that it takes 600 clock hours to be a licensed nail technician? Did you know that it takes 1,500 clock hours to become a licensed beautician? Did you know it takes 2 years to be a licensed mechanic? Well, right now, like they're thinking about the mechanic, they're thinking about the nail technician, they're thinking about the beautician, they're thinking about all these things. So now I'm about to bring it even home closer to them. While all these things are important, when you're talking about what most people think of the biggest investment, which is their home, don't you think you should do a little bit more training than just that? So now I totally got their attention at this point. So now, so I did the two things, like I said, doubt in the home selling, and then I did doubt in just choosing any of the real estate agents. So now I'm gonna position myself now as the authority in order to help them out to be able to sell their property. And the way I do that is I do that with, you can do it in a few different ways. You can do this with, like if you have, sales of, a certain number within your area, you can actually use that. If you didn't have sales, you can actually use the sales of maybe like your office. You can use sales like, if you're in some type of group. The group that I'm part of is called the NAEA, National Association of Expert Advisors. And, so I'll say that. So like, hey, the group that I'm part of is the National Association of Expert Advisors. And we actually do X amount of training every single time. And we actually sell X amount of homes. So now I'm qualifying myself as being the person that can help them. But now I'm about to make myself even more different, because now what I'm going to tell them about the swing effect. So when I'm saying that, I'm saying like, did you know that there's a swing effect whenever you actually putting your home on the market? And based upon that swing effect, it's 7 laws that affect that. And within those 7 laws, if you do them properly, it's going to make a difference between pricing your home at the bottom of the market, the middle of the market, or where most people like to be, at the top of the market. Is it all right for me to tell you some of the differences to get you at the top of the market? So right then I'm getting a yes. Of course, everybody wants to know how to get at the top of the market, right? So now I'm going into it. So I start off with the expert advice. That's number 1. And then I'll tell them like, all right, so now it's selling your home. You have to have the expert advice. And that's where I come in at. And then I talk about being different. And different is really important, because like if your home looks just like the next home, what's going to make your home stand out to make somebody choose you over the other person's house? So we go over that. And then we talk about exposure. After we talk about exposure, we talk about the process of negotiation. And then we go into the execution part of it, the cooperation part of it, and then finally the buyer acquisition part of it. And then I explained to them within this process, there's 115 variables that separate all these things in order for you to actually sell your home at the top of the market. So notice, one thing I have not talked to them about, how much that home is worth. Now, why do I do that? Well, it's a big reason why I do that. Just simply because it doesn't matter how much the home is worth if they don't actually see you or value you as an agent and the ability to help them. So what I want to do is I want to actually show that I can help them first, and that I'm the expert and I'm the best agent for the job. Once I get that established first, then we'll talk about pricing of the home. Then we'll talk about values. Then we'll talk about CMAs and all that other stuff. Because at that point, now I can have a real conversation with them about, this is what I'm seeing in the market. This is what the market is saying your home is worth. And this is, by the way, not an opinion. This is something that the market is actually telling us what it is. So a really good thing, keeping current matters. So like that's one of the things that we use to this day. Is the reason why we use it is because like it keeps us with the up-to-date data, and we're able to take that data and we're able to show that to the actual homeowner, which is totally different than just a CMA. Once again, money flows with being different, not with being the same. One thing that they do in this industry, they want to make us all realtors and make it all but the fact is not. Like you're different than me, I'm different than you. So like use that part that to be different to actually stand out. So if you like the information that I actually put out here today, like I said, go ahead and click like and subscribe to my channel, and look at some of the other stuff that we got going on. By the way, I'm actually doing a free webinar where I'm gonna be talking about how to make 6 figures in 7 months with the things that I did using 3 simple offers. If it's something that you actually would like to attend, by the way, I'm not selling anything. You put your wallet away. I'm just strictly just giving information of stuff that I did in order to grow. But if it's something you want to attend, go to 6and7plan.com. That's the number 6 in the number 7 plan.com and go ahead and register, and I'll see you there.